Hello, welcome to
Hi.
One Moment Wiser. This is Christy Bridges, and I have Donna Branch with me. Donna was given a vision of a business several years ago that she began to unfold, and it's pretty neat. At her last conference, her last dinner that she threw, there were at least 100 people there, and several of them with stories of how they had met other important people in their lives through her business. So I wanted to share this with you today because One Moment Wiser is all about sharing wisdom for every aspect of your life. And that includes how to see the dreams God gives you come to life. So, Donna, what is the name of your business?
So the LLC that I formed in the end of 2013 is called Three to the Third.
Three to the third. Okay, and we're having some technical difficulties, but Donna will be right back. So, three to the third is a business where she has uh, got branches that do different things for people's lives, but it's all about connecting people. Oh, there you are. Hi, Donna.
Hi.
So, tell us what the name three to the third means to you.
So Three to the Third actually was just part of the vision that God gave me. It really didn't mean anything to me, Christy, because I'm not really numbers oriented. Let me see if I can
Mm-hmm.
get this straight. But God had been awakening me at 3 o'clock. I was going through some really emotional things with my mother. At that time, she was actually in Laureate. She suffers from some mental illness, bipolar disorder, and now the onset of dementia. And I was dealing with some things at work, really stressful workplace. I've been in human resources for 25 years. I manage our employee relations and staffing things with Cap Tulsa, and I was just really going through a lot of things personally. And a lot of our employees were as well. So I had just been getting up and seeking his will and asking how I could make more of an impact in the workplace. A lot of employees were hurting, and I was really able to empathize them with more because I was dealing with my own stuff. So I feel like I got these opportunities so I could relate to the employees that I was supporting even more. Um, Opportunities to go through my own challenges and journey. So I
So, Donna will be right back. But when she, as an HR director, was helping other people with troubles and going through troubles herself, she got a different perspective and realized that sometimes they lose good people because they're going through a hard time. And she's coming right back. So sometimes they lose good people because the people go through a hard time, which uses more than the official time off that they're supposed to have. Hey Donna, I'm continuing
hey,
your story. So I was saying you lose good people sometimes because they need more time off than they're supposed to have, or they sometimes their performance falters. Is that right?
yes, so they start having relationship issues at work because of what's going on either at home or work.
Mm-hmm.
And so Three to the Third, the name equals 27. There's 27 chapters in the New Testament, or the power of Three to the Third equals 27. So anyway, it's all about connections and just having more power and being more impactful together and just coming alongside people who are dealing with stuff and connecting them to resources that can help them when they're dealing with social, emotional, or economic challenges that's causing them to show up not so great at work.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe having challenging relationships. Sometimes it's with their manager, sometimes it's with their coworker. So I think we've all dealt with drama in the workplace, and we want to help our management teams and our leadership teams retain their talent, and especially employees that were once strong and really good at what they did. We try to hire really great people, and I think we're pretty successful with that. But everybody at one time or another starts acting differently if they
Mm-hmm.
haven't dealt with maybe some getting some inner healing help. because they've dealt with childhood trauma or they're dealing with something now and they don't know how to handle the stresses of life.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can help them maneuver through that and get healing for the root of the problem, then the next time they have stress at work or with a challenging relationship, then maybe they can handle it differently.
That makes so much sense because, we don't know what problems we need to solve in our own coping skills and in our own inner understandings of life and of people until we get into a difficult situation. And then all of a sudden, our distrust or our childhood hurts or our, expectation of drama shows up. And we go, whoa, where is this coming from? And it's not just the situation. Sometimes there's more inside of us needs to be addressed so that we can respond to trouble in a powerful way. So you actually are helping people connect with resources. And sometimes it is, for help emotionally and things like that. And other times it's real practical resources. Someone to pick up your mom and take them to the hospital if needed, or, things like that, I've been to a couple of your 3 to the Third networking annual meetings, and wow, Zur, the types of people that you have in the different industry, the different businesses that they have, it's really cool to see how that network, it's almost like a safety net being built for people who are on the trapeze, right? I enjoy that very much. So with 3 to the Third, what does that look like for in your future when you're
So we lost
envisioning where
Christy
this
this
is
time.
going?
And yes, Christy, definitely. And when you mentioned, just picking up an elderly parent that needs a ride to the doctor,
Mm-hmm.
that's major sometimes. If somebody can't miss work and we can connect them to somebody who needs a job, and they have a heart for the elderly, and we can connect them to somebody safe that will, for an affordable price, um, go pick up their elderly parent and take them to the doctor's appointment so they don't miss work, then that reduces the stress and the emotional feelings that they're feeling when they they start feeling helpless because they don't know where to turn for help, and it's impacting their job, and it's impacting how they think and how they react and how they perform. So we want to provide them, not just resources for themselves, but resources to help their family members, especially in this sandwich generation when we sometimes have kids at home and then we're elderly parents.
Yeah,
Um, it can get overwhelming, especially when you have a full-time job.
makes sense. And you said something about the whole family. When you've got kids at home and you have elderly parents, I know family is really important to you because so you were talking about family with the children at home, the elderly parents, and I know family is really important to you because you actually started a branch of 3 to the Third. One of the projects is called Where We Belong Family Stories. And I actually had the pleasure of planning this with you for about a year before we actually launched the group this year. And it's so much fun. So tell us about Where We Belong Family Stories.
So, Where We Belong is a way to connect to your family in a healthy way and honor your family. So, we all have hurts and wounds. Everybody that's in any type of relationship at one time has been hurt by someone. So,
Yeah.
it's not to focus on the things that were difficult in our lives, it's to focus on the things that were good in our life. And how did that person, that relationship that you lived daily with, your mom, your sister, your brother, your cousins, that you lived life with the most, how did they impact you in a positive way? And so it's a book to honor family and to pass down family stories, and to just have on your coffee table to share with people that come and visit your home, and also to give us.
Yeah, to give us a gift. Where We Belong Family Stories groups, we get together, and Donna is the queen of bringing resources to people. So Donna, you're just the queen in my book of connecting resources. And so what she's done is she's gone out and she's gotten writing coaches and people who can format your book and people who can even do the interviews for you if you're having a difficult time interviewing a particular family member. So she'll bring those resources and make them available in a Where We Belong Family Stories group. And then at the group meetings where we meet 4 times a month, and if you come to one of the group meetings, you actually can begin the process of writing down your family stories. And there's a book plan that tells you, what each of the chapters should be about and what types of people in your family you should interview. And there's even lists of interview questions and everything. Again, the queen of resources. So we've put together all kinds of neat tools for people to ask interesting questions, find out things about their family they didn't even know, and share things that they did know that were part of the experiences that made them who they are today. And in the process, Donna, you've actually been going through the process and you found particular healing in your relationship, haven't you?
I did, because we're able to focus on the good things, and that's what we are encouraging our members, our participants to do,
Yeah.
is focus on the good things. Don't get caught up in the drama of childhood hurts that maybe you haven't dealt with yet. And during the process of figuring out what traits, for instance, I got from my mother, what positive traits did I get from my mother, it helped me with healing, and it started me on the road of forgiveness for things I didn't even realize I hadn't really forgiven her for and hadn't really dealt with. And so it's intended to be fun, and it's intended to help those of us that don't write. That it's not a passion for me to write, it is for you. And so I love it that we have you and Jennifer and Sarah and other people in the group there to help us and encourage us, because you've been there, done that. And also, we put the process together in a way that it makes it easy.
Makes it super easy for people to go through the process. And this isn't a book that should take you 10 years to write, that you have to do a bunch of research on. It's just a fun series of memories. So it's not a book that you have to spend all your life writing. It's just a fun series of memories and pictures. And in the process, boy, I tell you what, if you want people to respect you and pay attention to you, one of the best ways is to be curious about them. And if you suddenly, when we're growing up, we go through, well, everything's about us, right? And then when we launch out into the world, we have all these hurts and misunderstandings from, the way our life went, we were raised wrong, or things happened to us that were wrong. It's normal. It doesn't matter what life you've been through. If you were, if you grew up abused or if you grew up in a happy home, there's going to be some part of the growing up process where you weed through what you wouldn't do as an adult now. And we get into a blame thing. But when we turn around, we get past that, we turn around and we say, you know what? Mom was a real person, living a real life and learning as she went. Dad was a real person who was just trying to win respect or trying to make a living. If we go back and say, okay, well, now let me meet this real person. Let me talk to this person about what their life was like. And wow, the insight that we get through that. Oh, I get excited about it. Well, Donna, we're out of time, but I have so enjoyed talking to you today. So where can they find you? How would they get a hold of you if they needed to talk about 3 to the Third and workplace connections, or if they needed to talk about Where We Belong Family Stories? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
So Where We Belong Family Stories has a Facebook page.
Perfect.
Just go to Where We Belong Family Stories and you can connect with us. And we'll give you updates on our meetings. We meet 4 times a month, different days of the week, to make it convenient for everybody.
Yes.
3 to the Third's website is under construction right now, but it will be relaunched this month.
Beautiful. Meanwhile, if you need Donna, message Where We Belong Family Stories and go to that page, check it out. Come to one of our meetings and see what it's about. You don't have to come 4 times a month. We're doing those meetings just to help you actually start and finish your book of family stories. Donna, thank you so much. What a pleasure.
Thank
We
you,
will
Christy.
talk to you in the future.
Okay, thank you so much, Christy. Bye-bye.
So this is Christy Bridges from Where We Belong Family, or from, sorry, this is Christy Bridges from One Moment Wiser and Where We Belong. And at One Moment Wiser, you're smart. You choose good things every day, but sometimes, because you're human, your choices turn into problems. So at One Moment Wiser, we help you moment by moment learn how to live more wisely and enjoy the process. Stick with us. Bye.